Now, from the University of Okoboji, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee.
Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Thee, as we are here on Women of Action Thursday with women active in various ways here in the Iowa Great Lakes, and Sasha Graham is here with us today.
Hello.
First of all, welcome.
Thank you. I'm super excited about this new Thursdays you're doing.
I am too.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, it's a pleasure as always. Last time I talked to you, we were talking about CrossFit and
my other passion in life.
Your other passion, yeah, and had a challenge going on there. You got one going right now, don't you? Some kind of challenge?
Yeah, we have a 30-day challenge we're doing. It's a little extreme. It's like a small section of like the 75 days challenge where it's no drinking, no sugar, a very good diet, a lot of stepping. It's a lot of things. It's basically like self-improvement, but with a big fitness kick on the end of that.
Yeah, so for 30 days, and you talk 30,000 steps a day?
It's 10,000 steps a day. But it's 30 days. So so we're doing 10,000 steps a day as well. But then also we have like self-improvement times. So like 10 minutes a day where either we could do meditation, we could do stretching, we could also do podcasts, which is my personal favorite.
Cool. So, and well, here we are.
And here we are.
But
day one.
We're talking about something else, and you alerted me to this, Sasha, and it's House of Color from Northwest Iowa and Okoboji, and I just found the whole concept fascinating.
Yeah,
and
so
what is that exactly?
So House of Color, it's actually a franchise that started in the UK in the 80s, and so some of our mothers, my mother was one that informed me that it was something they did back in the day. So they take these drapes and they lay them across your body and they find out what colors, I should say, a palette that looks best on you. It's been copious amounts of years. It's a lot of training to get it done. It took like several weeks for me to get this training and certification, I guess, so to speak.
Sure.
But we find the colors that look best on you. So for example, I would wear black and I would always get that picture and be like, man, I know everyone says black is supposed to look good on you, but it does not do anything for me. It made me look tired, a little more dreary. And so we help you find these colors so that you can implement them into your closet. And while I know sometimes that seems a little, I don't know, like materialistic, think of how much better it is to look in the mirror at yourself when you look great and your skin looks alive and your eyes are popping and people will stop you in the street and ask you for help. I mean, it's just crazy what it is when you appear in real life that it's just color.
Yeah.
It's just color on your body.
Yeah, exactly. It's like painting a different color in your living room.
Yeah.
Something that makes you feel warm and inviting and so forth. So where do you train? Where do you find out?
So we
tell me about
train
that.
down in Kansas City. That's kind of our headquarters of the U.S.
Okay.
And then there's also training over in the UK because they are still very present across the water over there. But we do 2 weeks of training. We basically get drilled for a whole week. We also have like a week ahead of time that we're doing like more training we can do in person. We're learning how to drape people. We're learning to like look at certain spots on a person's face. And honestly, just even managing the drapes. It's weird when you have that many things in your hand, you get really good at it, but you don't do that instantly. So we're doing that initially. And then once we go to training in Kansas City, we're there, we drape each other first. It's all of us trainees, and then we've got the people who are judging us, and not judging, but they're saying, okay, we can do this better, we can do that, you've done that great. Once we get through the colors and we decide what palette you're in, then we apply their makeup. So we need a little bit of color symmetry. So for women, unless there's a man there, we don't do their makeup.
Right.
But the women, will put in their drapes, and then we will have their makeup, and so it's kind of like a color symmetry from top to bottom. So we do that all with each other, and then we get complete strangers, and then it's go time, and we are getting them in, we're draping them, we're putting on their makeup, we're taking their pictures and making them feel amazing. And we even have a few men and kids along the way too, like I did at training this last time.
Wow. So what constitutes what looks good on somebody? Is it, and you talked about, something in their eyes, or is their eye shape, where their ears are on their head, the slenderness or more fuller face.
You didn't even know that, but you actually just got me into my second point. We also do style as well.
I'm way ahead for a guy.
No,
yeah,
that's great. But I mean, you probably didn't know this, but we do color analysis, and those things Those don't determine color, but style,
Right.
that can help with style. So we have style courses as well. For example, like I'm a short body style. I have a little bit bulkier shoulders. I lift, it's honestly just my genetic makeup. So there are certain things like a big puff sleeve is not good for me, but a small puff sleeve is. We have things like how your jawline is and the roundness of your face, or maybe you have really sharp shoulders, or maybe you have a small waistline. So there's different things that we want to accentuate, and
Right.
let's say we have a little longer or larger bottom like I do.
Right.
And so there's certain points I don't want to wear a piece of clothing at because it will accentuate that spot.
Right.
So with style, we take into account how your body architecture is, as well as your personality. Because let's say, I'm trying to think of a particular piece, but let's say it's like a one-shouldered piece and it's very angular.
Right.
That's not really my style. Let's say if it had a roundness, maybe that could be something I could wear, but I'm not really into one shoulder, so I'm not going to wear that all together.
Right.
So there are certain details that we can, I guess, put in your outfit that you're going to like, you're going to use, but they go into account with your personality.
Okay.
And your architecture.
So the fashion style comes after kind of picking the palette of color. They go, okay, so you look at somebody, and I'm a guy, but look,
But we do men's style and color all the time, actually.
Now, and I've always been told blue is a color of.
I noticed you walked in all blue, and you're actually kind of more in cool colors, so maybe it is yours. Your eyes are popping, so we don't know.
See, and that's what my wife says. You have blue eyes, and blue always looks good on you. And who am I to argue? I know nothing about it. So it's like, okay,
Sure.
so I have several blue shirts, light blue, darker blue, and so forth. But when you're looking at someone and you're thinking, what color is going to be good for them? What are you pulling out of them? You talked about personality and.
Boy. So when we do color, first of all, I try not to judge a book by its cover, because yesterday it totally got me good. I had a lady walk in. She was beautiful, and she looked like an autumn to me, which is, this is going to be hard to explain, I guess, in so many words, but we call them color of seasons, our palettes of color. So this is called autumn.
Okay.
This reminds you of autumn.
Yes.
Then we have summer, spring, and winter.
Right.
Those are the palettes. So she looked like an autumn when she came in, and then I was like pulling drapes, and I was like, this is not where these drapes are leading me. Instead, it led her down the path of she was a summer, which is the blues and the purples and the plums, and those look really pretty on her. But I cannot judge, I guess, a book by its cover. I forgot where we were even at. We're here, but
we're talking about how you pull the colors out of listening to them, talking to them, and so forth. And
yeah, so when they do come in, there are a few like words, I guess, I can describe. I use like light or bright, or maybe they're like more dark features, or maybe like their skin is really bright and they have darker hair. So there's certain things that I'll be talking with a person and recognize, and that takes me down certain pathways.
Right.
And a pathway is when we're basically we're taking one color drape. It could be like a cool color and a warm color together, and we are seeing the differences between those drapes. So as I pull a drape away, I'm like, ooh, that one doesn't look good, or I pull the drape and I'm like, wow, that one's stunning on you. But it takes me down these different pathways and different comparisons, so I can see the colors in their face change.
Wow.
There's a lot to it.
I can tell there's a lot to it, but that's what makes it so fascinating, in that you can go through that process and pick out and I bet some of these people are unaware that, oh, that's my color.
But also, even like somebody walking down the street, I really honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Because I can't compare another color on them. So let's say if somebody's walking down the street and walking in black, that could be their best color,
right.
But I didn't put this color on them, so I don't know I have no idea. So I mean, people are always like, oh, you must be judging me because I'm in black. No, I'm not judging you at all. Like, you look great today, but could you look better? Maybe.
Right.
We could find your better color than black.
Fascinating.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is. So, and you talk about black, and I know a lot of people say, well, I like to wear black, it's slimming. You know,
Yeah,
and that gets thrown out. Now, what season is black?
Winter.
We talked about.
Winter is black.
Okay.
So this is winter, and they get a lot more vivid and rich colors versus something like spring, They definitely do not get black.
Ah, okay.
They get spring colors and they get browns. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So they get browns, but black is not, it gets a bad rep, I think, because it's only in one season, but a lot of times it just brings a lot of darkness under people's eyes.
Right.
And so we don't really see that until they put on, maybe this blue, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing on you. And that person may have never worn that color in their entire life. They would never know better.
Yeah.
So it's bad. Yeah, black and white always get like a bad rep, but in winters, it's stunning on them. Their eyes sparkle and their skin is so clear. It's really cool to see that on them.
Isn't that amazing that from everything from the way their skin shows to
their eyes sparkle, and you even mentioned the color of your eye. That can be deceiving a lot of times. So when I find if someone has blue eyes, they look good in the blues of all the seasons. And so you could probably wear all the blues and they look pretty good on you because they really help with your eyes. And so I'm drawn to your eyes because you're wearing blue.
Right.
But let's say, maybe you're a spring. You look good in all these other colors as well. But blue happens to work for you because it's the color of your eye. Just like browns work for me, and so do greens because my eyes are a little bit hazel and green.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. How'd you go down this path? How did you just kind of, that's interesting that all of a sudden, you know what?
Boom.
I'm like, boom, I'm going to get into this.
Well, I wish I'd known about it in the 80s. My mom had done it, I think. But, I mean, she did tell me it was...
How did Mom get started on it?
Oh, my mom did not, actually. But my mom had remembered this from the past. They had a lot less than this, because this is only new in the U.S. in the last 7 years. But they had different, color analysis techniques. So my mom was like, oh yeah, they did that in the 80s. And then she was like, wow, this is impressive. I did my mom a couple weekends ago. She's a summer. I remember everyone.
Did she enjoy the process then?
She really did enjoy the process. And I think it surprised her tremendously. She thought she would be an autumn like me. And turns out she has cooler skin tones and I have warmer skin tones.
Yeah.
But I got started. My cousin told me about it at 4th of July over the lake. And she was like, I feel so weird telling you about this because it just seems so materialistic. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, that simplifies my life. Think of it. She was like, it's going to, all your closet is going to mix and match in all these colors. So, I mean, this is winter, but so if you get all these colors, they all look so good together. But let's say if we mixed half of this with spring over here, it just doesn't look nice.
Right.
And we know that, but yet, so, you've got a shirt that you wear with a couple pairs of pants, and you have this other top that you wear with a couple pairs of pants. Okay, now you have a massive closet full of clothes, and you really don't need that. If we work within these 36 colors, we can have, 4 tops, 5 bottoms, and some cardigans and things. You could actually have a capsule wardrobe that was only in these colors, and they looked great on you. So it mixes and matches. You can actually buy more quality pieces and wear them till the end before you replace to the next piece versus getting, a little bit fast fashion. It doesn't really hold up. I wore it twice and on to consignment stores. That's,
Right.
So I really like that we simplify people's life while making them look good.
Yeah, you could actually have less pieces of clothing, mix and match, and almost not wear the same outfit twice for quite a while.
I mean, I could probably wear, I have more. I'm still trying to find pieces that are perfect for me and then replacing the piece that I had before. So we again tried to do this over time. I've been doing this for a year. I've had my colors done in November a year. So it takes you time and we encourage that. We don't want you to go buy this piece just because you think it looks nice. Buy a piece that you love and it makes you feel good, and then you're going to implement that in that closet, and then you're going to pull that other color that wasn't so great on you. It's a simplifier, and that I think is what really spoke to me as a mom and a busy person. When can I just go grab this piece and I won't wear that combination for another month.
Right.
But it's those colors that look great on me.
Yeah. and it's not a ego thing. We like when we go out or do something to have ourselves look nice.
Yes.
And if you can do that, accentuate part of your personality or colors that go good with you, why not?
Right. So the person who owns the franchise, her name is Deb. I'm actually an associate. She couldn't be here today. She's on her way to Albuquerque, but she is stunning. So her and I are almost opposite. She's tall, slender. She has more harsher shoulders. She calls herself if you think of 101 Dalmatians, you think of Cruella de Vil.
Yes.
So she has that look. She has the sweetest personality. I love her dearly. But she has these more edgy features to her.
More sharper features.
So she has a style that is completely different from me. So we're opposite, but we have these these things just, I don't know, they look great on us, and they look good for different reasons. So I can't go to the store and wear what she's wearing.
Right.
That's not really going to look good on me. But she finds, even like when she goes to the store, she's really, she's a person that shows up like Cruella de Vil. I mean, it's like she enters the room and you see that. She gets asked for help all the time at department stores because it is how her body features are and how she dresses that feature. If you saw her before picture, you would be absolutely stunned.
That's cool.
She kind of, I mean, disappeared in a way. She looked sweet and like with her personality, but now she shows up and she can still be sweet, but she can also be taken super seriously. And it's just honestly how she dresses and how she is. Yeah, she's amazing.
She sells it just by the way she presents herself.
She sells it by the way that she like honestly looks. Yeah.
So if people would like to implement this, Sasha, and find out more from you, what do they got to do? How do they get in touch with you?
So we have 2 franchises. We have one in Sioux Falls, and then we have one in Northwest Iowa. If you visit our website, which is HOCNWIA or HOCSiouxFalls.com, you'll have to enter it in precisely, but you will find our website. You can book there through our 3 locations, whether it's Sioux Falls, Northwest Iowa, which is here, and Rock Valley, which is Deb's studio. And then, so here, if you want to do it within Okoboji, this is at Washed Up Consignments. So for those that are not familiar, she has a fantastic consignment business. I love consignment. I think it's a wonderful way to start with your closet. But she has gone all online, so she does Poshmark now, which is fantastic. So I have some of the clothes behind me, which are fantastic pieces. This consignment store has really awesome pieces. They are high-end. They're going to wear well, and they've probably been worn a few times. Maybe that person decided it wasn't the color for them. So they have it here, and you can find her on Poshmark, but she is Washed Up Consignments, and you can shop there. She also takes appointments. Washed Up Consignments is where we do all of our clients, and we set them over by the windows because we actually need natural indirect light, and she has fantastic big windows here, which is bringing some wonderful light for this video today. So we bring in our clients, and then once we decide what their season is, I've actually been able to walk them next door and help them decide their pieces, or for them to actually be able to recognize their color, because as you can see, if I pull like a pink from every season, that actually might turn out that it's a little hard to see the color differences.
Sasha, thank you so much for joining me and telling me about all this with color and how people can find out more about it.
Yes, absolutely. You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure indeed. Sasha Graham here with us again today as we enjoy talking about women of action right here in the Iowa Great Lakes. We thank Sasha for joining us. We thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast.
Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you in part by the headquarters of the University of Okoboji is at the Three Sons, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday from 10 to 4. The Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Ruthven Locker at the lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji.